we're finally doing the comparison video.
They're beautiful.
What's going on, guys? So I want your comments in the comment section because I want to hear what you guys say or read what you guys say. And I want to know which one you think sounds the best and which has the features that you like and which ones that you have tried out. Definitely want to hear all that stuff. And I'm going to give my input, my feedback, and which ones that I like the most. So let's check that out. So the link's in the description box for all the plugins that I'm going to talk about in this video. And I'm going to go ahead and play the sample track right now. Hey. Hey. Boom, 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 boom. The sample will be in the description box as well as a part of a sample pack that I created. So, you know, just look out for that if you really like that sample. Anyways, we're starting with Bassmaster, and this is probably my least favorite, just to be quite honest, but it's not bad. But what I am going to do is I'm going to turn on this kick track too, because it's definitely going to need a kick layer. And hear how it sounds right now. So it's pretty good. This is meant for both bass and 808, so it does work in both genres. This one is sample bass all the way through. There's not very much tweakability about it, but it gives you the very foundations of things that you could do as far as your 808s. It comes with a nice little library of stuff, you know, just in case you may or may not agree with me. Let's go to that. Has the ADSR, so you can carve out stuff. The ADSR is more traditional, so you don't get like a visual representation of it. That's fine, but you get a nice little mixer here where you can mix the subs in. You can have a direct out if you want the sub not to be blended in with the top layer, the samples. That has some samples that you can mess with. Of course, you know, you have high, mid, percussive, whatever to your imagination is there. You cannot load any samples in there, unfortunately, but then again, I have not updated this since the very beginning, since I've got Bassmaster, and it's pretty decent nonetheless. If I was to go back to the original sound over here, the 808 sub, I guess, you can hear the distortion area right here. The distortion area has different variations of distortion, from dry, fuzz, crush to dual. You have glide. All these plugins have glide to them, so you know you don't have to worry about that. If you like your 808s to be gliding up and down like it's freaking 2014 or 2012, like Mike Zombie, then go ahead, to your heart content, do what you want to do. But yeah, it has a filter section just in case you want to filter out subharmonics and all that. But in my opinion, it's just okay. But hey, it's a 808 sub plugin, bass plugin, so whatever. Anyways, going on to this Kick2 joint right here. I'm going to use a sound that I designed from scratch in here. I did this in another video, and a lot of people love and hate that video at the same time because of the trolling. So as you can see, it's pretty good. Kick2 was my shit at first. Like, it really was my shit. I really like it. It's by Sonic Academy. Pretty good job. Bought it. I bought all of these, by the way. I wasn't given none of these. And I thought to myself, damn, it's pretty good, like, for what it is. And there are some things I really didn't like about the overall sound about it, and that's just something that could vary from person to person. But as far as this configurations, you know, you get this big old window here where you can mess with a waveform. You can shorten the pitch. You can change the pitch. So you can pile on harmonics. You can change the overall envelope. If you want shorter 808s, you can have that. So it's pretty good. And then you have 3 tracks where you can add samples in there. And yes, you can load your own samples in there. And probably the most coolest thing about it, and man, am I not speaking English, is the fact that you can generate and then export what your 808s are and how they sound like. Good sub control. You have a subharmonic area where you can add a little bit of subharmonics in there, odd or evenly or however you want. Also based on different waveforms, and you can control the pitch over here and just many different features. Distortion sounds pretty decent. So it's pretty good for what it's worth. Also EQ as well. This standard stuff, I think it's really good for creating 808. Something worth looking at. Pretty decent price. I forgot what I paid for. I think I might have paid $50 for it when it was on sale at one time. But definitely worth checking out. So moving on from here, and let's go over here to 808 Studio. That's the next one I want to talk about. And 808 Studio is pretty darn good. I talked about this years ago. I do have reviews for them, so if I don't go into all the details, you can check those videos out. And from here, I will have to use the kick track. The initial preset is pretty damn good. I really do like the initial preset. So it's pretty good. You have a kick area. It's not the most solid kick area altogether, but let's go through some of the presets though. Let me go right back in here because you have a crap ton of them already. It's very ambitious, very good. Has a oscillator, or oscilloscope that you can see how your 808s are shaped. So if you want to check out a different 808 and see where the very foundation of it is, and then just kind of work from there, your idea from there, you can. And then of course you have all the other basic stuff. I'm looking to see it. I know it has it has distortion. It has a different kind of distortion that you would drive. So, you have a good choice. Of course, pitch slide and all that stuff. You're trying to be like Mike Zombie in 2019. Anyways, Punchbox. This one is very unfortunate, but very dope. When I first heard this, I was like, damn, it has the bounce that I want, because sometimes I like to have the kick in there. Of course, you can dial out the kick if you want to. That has a lot to do with like your decay curve and like your sweep curve and stuff like that. But it has different voices, of course. You can load up your own 808 sample in here. But this is definitely meant for kicks as well as bass. And, the only disappointing thing I think about it is this right here. And that's the fact that it is horrible with handling pitch. So let me go ahead and demonstrate that. Oh, is that disappointing? I really hate the fact that it's like that. But the different voices is dope. D16 group, please just update this, man. But other than that though, I mean, the best out of all the plugins, this has the best effects. I mean, the bit crushing, distortion, filter section, EQ, and the limiter, they sound very, very good. This is also the most expensive out of all the other ones. The other ones are usually around the price point of $60 or below, 60 USD and below, and this one is $89, sometimes $100. So it is expensive, but it's very good for making like your regular kicks to a bass drum. just that damn problem with pitch that they need to fix. It needs to be able to get to a certain standpoint with tuning to the exact C. If I hit C, it should be a damn C, and it's not a C. That's not C that I'm playing on my keyboard. That's not CEG. But yeah, that's the worst part of it. Last but not least is this baby right here, Sublab. You already know how I feel about this. One of the negatives about this one is the fact that it does not have an export button. I think a lot of people will feel the same way. I think that's the only complaint. But other than that, though, it has a really good filter section. It has a really good amplitude envelopes. The fact that you can dial in your 808 the way you want. Switching from different waveforms. Nice filter section, the ability to mix and to sidechain. And I think only the 808 Studio and Kick2 are the ones that you can build a sidechain inside of it, of the 808 that you're designing. So that is really good, very helpful for getting nice, clean, beefy 808s that have a punch to them that don't take a whole bunch of your mix. And you have samples. You can load in samples as well. You can import your own samples. You can drag and drop them in there. You can clear the current sample here. I'm not going to do that. And then you have this right here, this patented thing right here, X Sub, ridiculously good. Goddamn. I can't stress of how good this is. Kick2 has something similar to this, but it's not as effective. And that's the only problem with Kick2. As well as Kick2, not the 808s and Kick2 don't hold up and stay as beefy from a certain standpoint as the other plugins do. And you know, sound quality is everything when you're talking about creating your bass and 808s. And on top of that, this is not just straight up for just 808s or whatever. A whole bunch of presets. Of course, I made a preset pack for this. The link will be in the description box for that. And then, you know, I have waveforms that I made out of it. So this is probably going to be my go-to for a long time. I don't know about you. I'm pretty sure there's fans of the other ones as well. And I like those, obviously, because I bought them. Weren't given them. So I hope this video was helpful to you. My favorite one is still Sublab. I just really like it because I think, you know, given that it's 2019 and it just came out, that they looked at all the other ones and saw the weaknesses between the ones. Even though I think Sublab does need an export button, it doesn't really hurt it at all. But, you know, some people will definitely benefit from the export button if they don't know any other techniques of how to record their 808s in there. I'll do another video on that, or a video on that. So just leave a comment. Just let me know how you feel. And I do appreciate y'all watching.